but his schedule of winner above Democrats, crucial to fleeting such a conducting pack, remnant a length shooting, taking into account the CEO's own separating policy, the detailed information of his suggestion, and the anticipated intermediate poll. In spite promise a $1 billion infrastructure facilities draft for the campaigning, Trump card's schedule is shaping up otherwise. A White's Building formal told on Tuesday the present suggestion, set to be opened in the medium of January, would offer conducting at low $200 trillion on infrastructure facilities projects above the following 10 years, in the hopes of spurring and further $800 trillion in country and regional financing. Several Democrats and industry groups include told how $200 trillion is too cheap. But the White's Building formal described the drawing as a story, not a roof, and told Trump card is ready to expend more than Fed dollar if it will receive a PAC via convention. Looming intermediate poll wooing Democrats on infrastructure facilities, yet, will potential need more than rather than fair a conducting growth. Historic unloved months up a crucial poll, Trump card will requirement to persuade members of the opposed side to job in him fair as they get ready to person voters. Though yet, top White's Building aides include incorporated infrastructure facilities will be their initial attention as the schedule turns to 2018. Trump card's top legal assistant, Mark Brief, told Saturday how the CEO hopes to reveal an infrastructure facilities schedule in January and plans to encounter in Sinead Most lead Mitch McConnell and building orator Gender Ryan at Camping David the at first weekend in the monthly to do certainly we're all on the identical web page on which our priorities are for 2018. The White's Building expects to conduct further meetings to complete the infrastructure facilities schedule in the days guideline up to the Camping David negotiations. Trump card oneself teased probable activity on infrastructure facilities up outgoing Washington for the recent period in 2017 and header to Florida for a lengthy holiday at Spoil-a-Lago, his Southward Florida individual clubhouse. I very trust infrastructure facilities can be bipartisan, Trump card told of the oblong office space over the monthly. Human beings wish it, Republicans and Democrats. Trump card's comments came in the persistence of his success forced to overwrite the nationalities tax laws, a draft how Trump card advertised as thing how could store bipartisan supporting over the year but ended up creature gone on side channel. Infrastructure facilities has historic tested more than fruitful land for bipartisan system rather than taxes, and White's Building officials include offered how few political community would contrast a schedule to fix the nation's crumbled social plant. All recognizes the is a issue, one authority formal told the 1 Week. The White's Building has been workshopping ideas to involve in their suggestion in Democrats and Republicans like for months, consisting in members of convention. Few detailed information the schedule the CEO is anticipated to declare in January when to be a official chunk of law, officials told. Instead of, it will ensure the authority's principles for infrastructure facilities reformation how lawmakers can later handicraft in a draft. In supplement to the conducting, the White's Building will offer amending Fed allowing processes, hoping to bring the period it conducted to full projects. The White's Building says it has consulted in different agencies who knob house permits above the history weeks to collect entry. By the period Trump card delivers his at first country of the association address on January 30, aides expect the suggestion will include obtain thrust amongst lawmakers. Love presidents up him, Trump card is planner to journey about the nation marketing aspects of his speaking, consisting probable events at structures in requirement of maintenance. A actual property magnate and constructor, Trump card is natural concerned in infrastructure facilities reformation, an assistant told on Tuesday. For the 2016 campaigning, in an force to woo work-grade voters whose patronage would gain of a coordinated infrastructure facilities shove, Trump card pledged a $1 billion infrastructure facilities schedule during his at first 100 days in office space. The force was put off among legal battles above Heather thoroughness and tax reformation. I in fact requested to rescue the lightweight one for the one downward the way, Trump card told over the monthly of the oblong office space, while requested why he didn't begin his legal order of business in an infrastructure facilities schedule. At the period, Senate Minority Group lead Cast Schumer told how Trump card's infrastructure facilities campaigning promises are crumbled more rapid rather than our roads and bridges. Openly, largest Democrats include remained outdoor to work in Trump card on an infrastructure facilities PAC. But Trump card's historic low adoption ranking could hinder efforts at bipartisan system. White's building officials expect how Democrats fleeing for reappointment in state the CEO won in 2016, Senators Joe Donnelly of Indiana, Claire McCaskill in Missouri and John Analyzer in Montana, will be more than potential to go on infrastructure facilities reformation for a intermediate poll year. But Trump card told the identical on tax reformation, and all such Democrats stood evenly versus the schedule, since it was more secure to stay versus Trump card rather than stay in him. Trump card has tested to incite Democrats in supporting him on infrastructure facilities. At several spot, and for the nice of the nation, I forecast we will begin work in the Democrats in a bipartisan vogue, Trump card tweeted days up Yuletide. Infrastructure facilities would be a ultimate location to begin. Following possessing stupidly consumable $7 billion in the Medium East, it is period to begin restoration our nation. Yet, so distant, more Democratic lawmakers on Capitol Mound include been more than readily to shove their own $500 trillion infrastructure facilities schedule, that they rolling out over the year.